My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Monster Train 2, where we have Herzl ready to go into a base run with Whiplash and Spike Driver spiders. Interesting. So Melting Remnant with Primitive Mold in the base deck and Herzl. 2 Spike Driver spiders, Strixen Hallows, Seraph of Entropy, okay. Let's try and find a solution for the silence units. And then Pyre Steward threatening to repair our Pyre health when we want it. Mold Braces. Friendly units apply armor 5 to the front friendly unit on Extinguish. I mean, it does seem like we would extinguish and reform the Spike Driver spiders multiple times. That seems quite likely. Split Anvil doesn't currently have a way to access. Yeah, sure, give me the Mold Braces. Pyresmith. You're the only line I haven't been able to take yet. And Enduring Steel, Enduring Steel with Spike Drivers seems... God, it seems good, doesn't it? It seems really good. They'll reform so well. The only push in Pyre Speak's direction that I have is the Pyre Steward for healing the Pyre after I let units go there. But I only really want to let units go there if I'm also getting benefit from my Pyre killing, and with Pyresmith's base level, I'm not. If I went Enduring Steel, I need to find a way to do damage on the other side of it. Okay, so Merchant of Steel next to a Railforged banner, I think is pushing me enough in the direction to try it. Oh, sick. Smith. Yeah, backline Spike Driver, because it still gets to do its damage, and then it dies to the spikes. And now I have a reformed Spike Driver already. Smith, reform, and then I bring it back and I play it. Get him for me, buddy. I'm not going to cycle back to these chimes, so I'll use... Yeah. Pyre Steward's ability to heal by 1. Primitive Mold. I'll put you on Spike Driver on the bottom line, then Whiplash that Spike Driver to do as much damage as I can get out of it. Unfortunately, Primitive Mold brought back the wrong thing. I'll still play it, though. Because then the next Primitive Mold brings back the right thing. But then I'll also use Pyre Steward to heal by 2. Come on, a little bit of Smith and a reform, please. Well, that's not those. But thankfully, that will work. So that Spike Driver... No, that's not its actual stats. I'm going to have to wait until we're out of battle. Second spike driver. Metallurgy. I do really like having a smelt in hand. Powerful, though, for being able to target an enemy backline, given that I am incapable of doing that otherwise. Yeah, so you picked up 10 armor and 10 damage. I think Metallurgy really helps us here. A Draff? It's damage, and that's what I've been asking for. Steel, multi-strike, endless. Interesting. Definitely don't need a steward again. Sorry, a Pyre Steward, the Steel Steward, however. Much easier to take. Okay, I'm gonna give the Draft burst. And multi-strike for a Spike Driver Spider. Plus 20 health. Could just give that to the Steel Steward. Or even just the Pyre Steward. Yeah, I'll give it to the Pyre Steward. I think our damage might be high enough. It's gonna be something like that, I think. Ooh. Turn 1 Draff. Permanent mold back a Draff, then place you on bottom. I'll Metallurgy my way through the Vengeful Shard. Happily Smith as well, and then Wicklash the Draft. It's good damage, but then that Draft dies is like quite quickly. Don't even really get to play my Spike Drivers. Okay, second Wicklash makes it the right decision in my mind. Then we have Wing Spirit to bring it back to full health. One more Smith, and then I keep upgrading the best of the Spike Drivers. And I'll leave the final slot to possibly reform a Draff if I get the opportunity. I think I'm safe to burn the calcified ember here. And we were. Get him, Spike Driver! Armament Drive. Well, that's a really good way to equip Herzl. When you got his Berserker Herzl line, the one where you care about having weapons equipped to you. Actually, I think it might be called Blacksmith. Boilerplate is huge. Great way to prevent Steel Steward from ever dying. Armament Drive, though, had a 15/15 crafted equipment, which is 0 cost to your hand for each unequipped friendly unit. I've got a... Another Draff is nice, but I think I want Dripfall. A little bit of dislocation in the enemies goes a long way. Merchant of Bombs. Or Merchant of Magic with another steel unit. I like Magic for a couple of reasons. Intrinsic Armament Drive helps make us a lot more powerful. Dripfall is a good cost reduction holdover. Whiplash isn't bad. I'd spell chain Whiplash probably. Merchant of Arms could also offer me equipment that's worth really keeping upgrading. I like the Pyre Heal as well. I'm going to go there. I was wondering what would happen if I saw Iron Tongue. God, it's got Weapons Cache and Resin Blade and Iron Tongue as well. Flip. Yeah, I'm doing it. Weapons Cache, make you deployable. Give me the Iron Tongue and the Resin Blade, thank you. Celestial. Dog eat. It's a 0-1. Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for me to adopt that bone dog. Let me adopt that dog. Archeon doing 16, 18 damage to a unit? It's tough. Okay. I'm leaning towards Weapon Cache, Herzl bottom line. You can wear the Iron Tongue. Then Fire Steward defends you by just being in front. Then a Shield Steward hits another floor and gets Resin Blade with the understanding that it'll die at the end of its turn and give it back to me. So I can try and get Draff to be wearing it instead. Yay! Beautiful. Cannot let them kill the bone dog. I guess I heal 1 health with the Pious Steward this turn. Better than none. Okay, we got Whiplash this turn. I'm gonna Metallurgy a Primitive Mold, use the other one, getting a Spear Steward. No forge points for you, but you can be played. And then I'm gonna Daze Archeon to save myself 18 damage on the bottom line. Perfect. Additional Whiplash was enough. And best I can do for the rest of this is... Oh, actually, it's not Pyramanes. It's upgrade whatever comes out of my primitive molds. Urzel's Hammer? On strike, apply 3 damage and 3 armor to friendly units. And I have multi-strikers? It also gets drawn out by the weapons cache. Oh, this is a problem. Well, who wears them? Spike Driver Factory. 1 Ember, 3 Size. Add a Spike Driver Spider to your hand, then craft it. Or a Crucible Steward. I don't really consume that many cards, so I'll be going Spike Driver Factory and figuring out how to work it. I really do need additional energy. I also really need additional draw. I'm going to start with the additional energy. Pretty poor for a Merchant of Trinkets at the moment, unfortunately. Empyrean Well could have a really good dupe if I can find an upgrade worth putting on the Draff, and then I dupe that Draff, because that's a spell. Like, it says it's a unit, but it's a spell. I don't want you thinking this is what I wanted. It's not. I'm leaning so far away from this that I'm leaning towards reroll, full reroll, straight reroll. Smidging the Spike Striver is nice. I wonder if additional damage and burnout is what I want to give to one of my Spike Driver Spiders. So surely that makes it like even worse of a draft. Got a Spear Steward from this deck that has no additional benefits yet. As for our Empyrean Well, it was the double burst Draff, I think. Burst on a Draff seems really good. I dampen a negative 1 per turn. Super offset by a Hell's Flame. We're okay. Some. Yeah, having 30 sweep on the bottom line is going to be really useful. And then we do this on the top line just to get the Shield Steward to give me the Resin Blade back next turn. Oh, I have another piece of equipment in the deck as well. Herzel's Hammer. Burst, ability boom, cool. Put you on that floor, you give me the equipment. Thank you. I think at this point, I just put Herzel's Hammer on the unit that can hold it. Spike Driver Spider, Resin Blades, Whiplash, get him. Get him. Oh my god, we actually pushed the damage. Oh, okay, never mind. It's Spike Driver Factory is doing this. There's a Draff for the bottom line. I'm ready to start reforming it. We'll also get... Oh, Spike Driver Spider giving armor to the front friendly unit. That's nice. That's nice. I like that. Up there, buddy. And now it all works perfectly. Because Smith, Primitive Mole brings back Draff. Ooh. Yeah, Draff would love these permanent upgrades, please. Oh, worked out so well. I guess, and also, I'll use Wing Spirit to keep the Spike Driver alive. Armament Drive gives us 3 pieces of crafted equipment. Wait, hang on. We were supposed to use Metallurgy before anything else, because it gives us back an energy anyway. One giant Draff at the back of the line. And heck, I'll even have a spike driver. Yeah, we'll be fine on the second floor next turn. I can even explode my spike driver if I have someone else that I think better suits that position. Oh, that'll do. All right, this spike driver spider with a resin blades on it. Oh, no. I mean, if I'm going to be summoning it anyway, I should give it as many forge points as I can. Really need to get numbers of forge that are not as small as they currently are, because it's really embarrassing. That is not the unit I already formed. Is that one. Then we do that, then we do that, then we do that, then we do that. Huzzah! And on Celebrate, we gain plus 10 higher health. Mass production consume. Create a copy of a non-champion equipment unit or room card in hand. And apply -1 to its cost. Yeah, I mean, like, if I can get another Bone Dog or, you know, another, like, free piece of equipment or something, could be cool. Full throttle, apply burst 1 to friendly units. Not bad. I missed my mute button in seconds. Damn it. With an armament drive already in the deck, it's definitely between mass production and full throttle here for me. Unless I had an equipped modifier on someone, which I don't. I think it should probably be mass production, so I have the possibility of getting the double dog. This is pretty early for a subsuming blade. Is it early enough? Alternative. Memento Mori. Deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to 10 times the number of friendly deaths for units this battle. I feel like this is never high enough. I feel like even if I do my current strategy of like draft and then kill and then draft and then kill, like sometimes in a certain fight, like I've only killed like 5 of my own units. It can be really underwhelming. Subsuming Blade could also be my solution for entropy eventually. And I have no backline targeting damage at the moment. Save the Iron Tongue, which is one of the reasons we needed the Iron Tongue so damn bad. Merchant of Steel with a dupe and a removal. That's interesting, because I would probably happily dupe another Draff at this point. Thankfully, removal from the deck seems obvious. Shield Steward and Spear Steward that still haven't been upgraded. Our dupe seems less obvious to me. Part of me wants to say it's Bone Dog and we just store you on the top line and then that helps fund my run, but realistically, like, when I lose a run, I lose it by losing all of my health at the same time. So... I'm not saying getting a second Bone Dog isn't good or isn't great. I'm saying the ways that I tend to die tend to be I've run out of units on field, and now the enemies are just going straight to our pyre. So I don't know how much the additional pyre health is going to be the difference maker here versus getting like a second draft. Also, as for Titanite, I do feel like Titanite Spike Driver Factory, I could just put you at the front of my line and then just let you effectively tank. That's really just what you're there for. Same with Pyre Steward. Same with Steel Steward, but you're a little weirder because, like, the enemy has to be doing more than 31 damage before it hits your Steel Guard limit. But this also means you lose a lot less health to attrition, just normal sources of tick damage. Alright, I'm going to Titanite the Steel Steward, and I'm going to give Heartstone to Spike Driver. I'm also going to give a burst to Bone Dog, just in case anyone gets all the way past everything. That Bone Dog's there ready to stop them. And then we give our biggest Draff. I'm playing very differently, by the way, to the way that I usually play in general. Obviously, new clans, you got to figure out new ways to play, new ways to get best value out of them, etc. It took me a long time to figure out Melting Remnant. A really long time. I'm just hoping it doesn't take that long. Good lord, it was... Ugh. Anyway, Undying Minions. I'd love to set up my bottom line. Okay. God, I'd love to merge the Iron Tongue and Hersel's Hammer and then give it to a unit that's attacking multiple times, etc. Then... Perfect. There's a Draff with a Whiplash. And once the Shield Steward dies, the Draff immediately gets the Multi-Strike as well. I could Spike Driver for... Yeah, with Winged Spirit, I really want Spike Driver to be at the front of the line so that I can heal after it's taken enough damage. But Steel Steward obviously wants to be the unit that's really taking the damage for Titanite. It'll be good in the Relentless phase, at the moment at least. And I guess I can shave off some damage. Mass production of another shield steward doesn't really help me. I don't even necessarily really want to play it, because getting into my reform pool could be more annoying than not. I mean, I'd love to actually burn the Calcified Ember out of this deck, but right now I think I get so much more value out of just using it to get additional Forge points. Ooh, Extinguish Forge, sick. Okay, this armament drive actually isn't that great right now, so I can get rid of the Calcified Ember. Oh boy. That draft's probably going to die at a really unfortunate time for me. That is not one of the units that I want to be forging, so sell my forge points off before anything there happens. Thankfully, we win on the bottom line still. Yeah, I was wondering if it could bring back the spider that gives me Extinguish Forge. That's cool. Okay, so the units from Spike Driver Factory, I want to bias towards getting the ones that have a good dead effect so that I can constantly just reform them. Pop those Forge points back on so that this Draff gets bigly. Big Draff, get him. It's... I mean... I guess it's got decent armor. But also that is enough. So I don't really need to worry too much. Yay! I was so worried about this bottom line not being enough damage. No, the Herzl Hammer scaling is doing real work. Railgun, Immobile Burst 1, Ability Overdrive. Spend your remaining energy, gain burst 1 for each ever spent. Fun. Second mass production available as well, and Quenching Oil. I didn't see, well, I was about to say I didn't see a huge amount of use in the mass production there, but now that I've got another draft, I really feel like that bottom line could effectively just be a wall and then a bunch of drafts behind it, just thunking away constantly. Reforming units. Yes, please. Remnant Host is a lot of extinguish triggers. It extinguishes, gives you 2 other units. Those units can possibly die at the end of the turn because they have Burnout 1. So it's a lot of Mold Bracer trigger, but I need more reform in this deck. I've drafted a deck that will only work if I can reform constantly. That's not going to be a problem, is it? Please tell me it's not going to be a problem. As much as I like the idea of merging the Iron Tongue and Herzl's Hammer, I really only want to do that if I'm putting it on a unit that has a quick attack. Is that true? What's a Merchant of Magic even do for me? Sacred Wicks, upgrades. Subsuming Blade literally hasn't been drawn. Drawn? I don't think I've drawn it yet. And if I have, I've certainly never drawn it when I could kill someone. And if I did, I certainly don't remember it, so, you know. Merchant of Arms? There's another dupe over on that side, which is definitely appealing, the idea of just getting a ridiculous amount of drafts in this deck. Weapons Cage 2? Oh, no, thank you. Let's merge Iron Tongue Herzls. Unfortunately, that means it will have quite a high cost. Not super interested in the Glass Cannon, unless I can also merge it with a Silence so I can purge the effect of the Glass Cannon. Doesn't seem very sporting. Although it can go on the Steel Steward, who basically, if the Steel Steward's taking damage straight to health, Steel Steward's probably already dead. I think I'm supposed to take Hall of Mirrors and put it on the top line. Gets me second Bone Dog. The only other problem is it doesn't do anything else. It gets me a second Bone Dog. I also don't think Bloodthirsty Blade really has a future in this deck either. Right, I'm going to be leaving. At our Empyrean Well, I think we should probably dupe our best draft. I really need to remove things that aren't just primitive molds. They need to get out of this deck. There's so many cards that I don't play, but I still have in this deck for some reason. Gosh. I am so annoyed that the cards I'm supposed to cut right now are Smiths. I just need a way to get a more, like, better Forge. I can't... Forge 2 is not enough for me to be running a goddamn... my champion says, I care about Forge points. That is my only thing. Other than that, I'm a bad unit. And in response to that, I said, okay, cool. I'm never gonna get any Forge points, so I hope you're okay with it. Resin Blade my higher automaton now? The answer is no. Ooh. I'd love to burn that Calcified Ember out of the deck. I'm going to do that later, actually. Not burning it out of the deck gives me the ability to play... I actually don't need the Subsuming Blade. Like, the Subsuming Blade right now gives... It buffs itself. That's the benefit it gets. Which is fine, and I do want to do that commonly. Let's see what you have in you. Okay. No, I'm going to be burning out the Calcified Ember. And then Metallurgy gets Dripfall. Then Draff hits bottom line. And a Spike Driver Spider also goes down there. To give some additional health to the factory. Beautiful. Primitive Mold gives us back the Draff, and I got double Weight Clash in this hand. Higher Steward and Spike Driver Factory each survive this turn, setting up big Winged Spirit value next turn. Wait, I have a weapon in there. I have two weapons in there, actually. Spike Driver Spider on the mid floor draws Glass Cannon, which Steel Steward cares about. We can also go Draff and Spike Driver bottom line. Then Armament Drive there, because none of them have equipment yet. The equipment should go on the units that are going to continue surviving, especially the ones with multi-strike. Oh, big sweet turn. We're definitely buffing the enemies a bunch with all of the revenge triggers we're giving them. But I also suspect we probably have enough damage that that's not going to be too much of a problem. Yeah, the one with the ability of boom, just play it on the top line and boom it. Great, this is exactly when I want to play Bone Dog on the top line. This is one of the best drafts I can get back. I'll play you, and then Pyre Steward. Oh, I was about to have you heal the Pyre, but given the fact that the Pyre is on full health already, I'll instead use that energy to fish. Yeah. That's exactly what I was fishing for, the other draft. So we almost kill Strix this turn. Hallow... No. I think we've got the damage we need. Current board state would suggest we don't have the damage we need. But that we will win on the next floor. Remember, Hallow is doing hundreds of damage per strike, but the Steel Steward can't take more than 15. Yup. Oh, even better! This thing on top gives me Forge when it dies. Yeah, it's difficult for me. Oh, actually, I override your damage. And you aren't even from my deck. You are, though. Okay, I'll put this Spike Driver Spider down. You know. Railforged back. I've needed that for so goddamn long. It's got to be draw. Gets us to our drafts faster. Gets us more consistency on picking up our primitive molds. This whole subsuming situation and how I intend on dealing with the silence enemy. I don't really need to not be silenced on the bottom line. It's not silence effects that prevent that. Still leaning draw. Still leaning draw. There's maybe an argument to go energy or capacity. Capacity would be so that I can get more things on the bottom line. I think with the 2 mini stones we got down, I don't need the capacity. I think that's probably fair to say. Take the draw. A Merchant of Arms with an armory next to it. Point of that room would be to merge something into that glass cannon. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I've got 3 pieces of equipment in this deck, but I don't always put 3 units on the same floor, unfortunately. Merchant of Magic with Fire Remains next to it that I don't need. Spells that... maybe. Or a Merchant of Magic. I have to consume remove Sacred Weights. I want to consume remove Railforged, to be clear. I have to consume remove Sacred Weights. Need 2 cost consume for a Wicklash. I'm going to give the -1 permafrost to a Railforged Spike. So I can play it at the right time. Oh! Excuse me? Oh, this is ridiculous. Graft and equipment from your deck onto a unit? You mean my 4 cost merged? Damn it. Who does that go on? It feels like the correct answer is a Draff, but then I have to draw that Draff for it to be relevant. Because multi-striking many times is much better. Yeah, I guess. There you go. There's your Hersel's blade. Now I wish, wish for the opportunity to dupe that unit again. And remove many more cards from the deck so that I get that unit more consistently. Frankly, I just need to find a way to deal with that. I need the money still. Without this money, I just lose in the Seraphite, is my opinion. Okay. Don't need health on my spike drivers. I'm okay, thank you. Need metallurgy through Smith, then I really want to armament drive the bottom line for as much as I can this turn. Just like Steel Steward there, armament drive. Mm-hmm. They healed a lot when they moved up that floor. Boom gets us the unit on the top line. Good goddamn. Does it have to be the last Draff I draw? Just feels like it probably doesn't have to be the last one I draw. Alright. Deep out a second draft. Both of these go top line. Cleared. Then double up on Resonant Ruin. I'm ready to full heal next turn. Hey, it finally happened. I got the second Bone Dog ability. I can't use it, but I do have it. Very bottom of the deck? Huh? That was my scaling. I needed it. I knew it wasn't going to be deployable, but I didn't necessarily think it would be in the final hand of the deck. I went for draw, I went for cuts, I went for all the things to try and make it more significant. Oh, baby. Look, all I can really do now is get another draft. Draft. Spike Driver, Bundog. Absolutely not, but it'll get the Val Gladiator's health down a little bit. Oh, boy. The gang's all here. All I had to do was lose my ball. Wait, what? I can't even keep you alive. No. I needed you to be here earlier so I could kill you, so I could bring you back so you would be here. No. Primitive mole back at Draff too. Yep. I'm probably going to win on the bottom line this turn, right? Well, I mean, it gave the merged equipment back to hand, which is nice. I'm pretty sure I'm dead on top line, but we have that merged equipment. Give that merged equipment to someone on the top line who might actually be able to prevent us from dying this turn, and then, and this is the genius thing of the strategy, I can die next turn instead. What? It's not even enough. I need it to survive and strike 3 times, which means I need another unit up there. Which I can't do. Oh, wow. I actually get really far with that. You get half of the health of them down before dying to the top. I'm gonna make the Hersel's Hammer, like, Hersel's Hammer with the Iron Tongue is great scaling. The only thing is you gotta figure out how to make sure you survive and have a good unit for it to be on, and hopefully that they're there early enough in the battle that it's still relevant. I didn't even get my level 10! No! I do have, however, a deck with 4 Draffs in it, which, that's pretty fun. Drafts with Burst? That's also very fun. I mean, Spike Drivers in the base deck, they've got a decent amount of buffs on them. Getting Herzl and then being shown 2 forge options, technically. Number 1, Metallurgy. It smelts a card, giving me forge points. And then the second forge option I was shown all run was a Railforged Spike, which by that time I was way too deep in the tank to actually be able to use for consistent benefit. I gotta stop using this Enduring Steel line. I keep putting myself in positions where I don't benefit enough from it to really justify the fact that Herzl is standing there doing nothing. I guess if I had a Forge dude in the base deck, like a repeatable, consistent source of Forge that isn't, Smith. This doesn't feel like it's enough. Of course, I can't stand by any of those assessments to be certainly true just yet, insofar as anything can really be certainly true in a strategy game. That's just my initial assessment of the line. Every single run I played of this character and clan, by the way, you have seen on camera. Which is to say, I'm still learning. It'll take me a little longer to really wrap my head around how I manage the Railforged late in the game. But until then, I will still head back to the outpost, and I'm still going to tell you my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. The top left is a series playlist for all of my content on this game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations down below, streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out of thank you, and a special thanks this episode to Seamus. Hopefully you all have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.